Hello and welcome to the Pretty Good Gaming Daily Triple. That's your no shit gaming news video. 3 news stories in one video with 0 faff. It's been all quiet for Anthem for a long time now, but that doesn't mean the game is quite dead yet. BioWare has supposedly been working away behind the scenes to fix the numerous issues with the game in preparation for the Anthem next relaunch. This would overhaul the game and ideally make it actually a good playable game, but we don't really know what form that project will actually take. BioWare has now explained how it wants to rework and revitalize the game's loot system 18 months after the game was originally launched. In a blog post, studio director Christian Daly described the changes that will be coming to Anthem, such as building a satisfying loot system, which is pretty damn important for a loot shooter. These changes were broken down into a number of categories, including respect for your time, embrace choice, creating a rewarding loot experience, keep it accessible and immediate, reliability of equipment and rewards, and scale for the future. Now, long story short, all this should mean that you're getting more loot more often and won't rely on randomness, so you can pick specific gear to align with your preferred playstyle instead of just taking a chance and rolling a dice. Quests, specialized vendors, and unique loot tables will help remove the randomness of getting the loot you want, so you can really kit out your javelin the way you want to. The loot you receive in battle will be viewable as soon as you pick it up and can be equipped on the fly rather than hauling it all back to base only to discover it's about as useful as a sandpaper dildo. This new equipment sheet will be available so that players can compare their current gear to whatever loot they've just acquired. This is something that is so obvious it's astounding that it wasn't there in the first place, but at least it's coming now and we just need to know exactly when. Random modifiers on weapons known as inscriptions are also being reworked. Each weapon will now have an inscription budget based on power and rarity. The aim of this is to remove cases of items becoming useless because they were missing must-have inscriptions. On top of rebuilding Anthem's loot system, Daly briefly touched on some other areas which are being improved for Anthem next. There are some really good improvements to the feel and types of items we're supporting. Gunplay is overall more responsive, with enemies reacting to hits near instantly with improved client-side prediction. We're looking into the role of melee items and builds, and of course, being able to spend skill points to unlock new types of equipment and synergies. Daly finished it all off by thanking people for their continued interest in the game, but did say, "I want to set expectations that there is a lot of work behind each of these, and in some cases a rather large tech undertaking. It's not an easy fix and will take time." So basically, don't expect anything new from Anthem for a long time yet, probably not even until next year. Prior to this community post, Daly posted an update in May, but it lacked anything substantial, and while this post certainly isn't perfect as there's still a lot of changes to be made, it's a much better indicator of what's happening at the studio right now, and at least it keeps the conversation going. Honestly, I really want Anthem to succeed because it sounds so cool on paper, but it just failed so hard to live up to its potential. Flying around in a mech suit was always fun, but now with some significant changes to the loot system, the game could receive a much needed boost and get people back on board. Everyone loves a good redemption story, and games like No Man's Sky have proven that there really is nowhere to go but up once you hit rock bottom, and Anthem hit that bottom really, really hard.
That's gotta hurt.
No Man's Sky has been regularly updated with brand new features and improvements, all for free, so it can definitely be done. I really want the best for Anthem, so hopefully the folks at BioWare can actually turn it around, although this is still EA, and if they can find a way to add money to it, they most certainly will. And next up, if there's one thing that the Chinese Communist Party loves almost as much as violating human rights, it's controlling the kind of games its citizens can play. That level of control is now going a step further, and as of September, players will be required to submit their real name before getting into their games. This will be a state-run authentication system that will supposedly protect the children from the dangers of gaming by limiting how much minors can play. Note that this measure is specifically applied to minors, but even adults will have to submit their real name. Now, we all know all this is total bullshit, but let's humor them just for a second. Last year, the State Administration of Press and Publications decreed that people under 18 were only allowed to play games for up to 90 minutes on weekdays, rising to 3 hours on holidays. With this name verification system, when they log in, the kids can then be tracked, and then if the government sees that they've exceeded their 90-minute allowance, then the assassins will come a-knocking. Now, that last bit is meant to be a joke, but given how China treats some of its dissenters these days, it's probably not too far from the truth. Tencent and NetEase, two of the biggest game companies in China, already set up their own verification systems, but such things will never stop a truly savvy gamer. Smartphone arcades are angering parents across China as kids pay to taste the forbidden fruit of shitty mobile games. One kid even pinched pinched his throat to impersonate his grandfather to get past the barriers. Tencent and NetEase even went a step beyond name verification and even required facial recognition for the hugely popular Honor of Kings game. The Chinese Communist Party can pretend all it likes that this is to help protect the children.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
But it's clear to me that this is all just another system of control. I actually think mandating the use of your real name on the internet could be a really good way to help eliminate some of the toxicity out there by forcing people to take accountability, but like hell would I trust it if it all went straight to a dictatorship. Although at this point, if you are aware of the problem and can read about it in the news online, then it's already too late for you and they've gone ahead and stolen all your data right from under your nose. But don't worry, they're trying to get rid of TikTok, so that'll definitely solve the problem, right guys? Right? And finally, Microsoft is going through some interesting changes with its business model at the moment. While Sony is still focused on console selling exclusives like Horizon Forbidden West, Microsoft is betting hard on its subscription services like Xbox Live Gold and in particular Game Pass. Interestingly, Xbox just announced that Halo Infinite will not only support 120 frames per second, which is always awesome, but will also have free-to-play multiplayer on Xbox Series X. Now it's unclear exactly what this means in terms of Game Pass and Xbox Live subscriptions, but more details are meant to be shared soon. It could mean free to play for anyone with Game Pass, but not Gold, so you'd still have to pay for Game Pass, but you wouldn't have to pay for the online component. Or it could actually really be free with no subscription to either Gold or Game Pass. Some leaks have suggested that Halo Infinite will operate on a Battle Pass system, but we'll have to wait for more details. The games available on Game Pass are often considered free games even though they're not, since you pay for the subscription, and others even require you to have Xbox Live Gold in order to play online. However, there are rumors going around that Xbox Live Gold is disappearing as 12-month and 24-month subscriptions are no longer available for purchase. This could mean that the paid subscription is being removed entirely, which would be brilliant because paying for online is bullshit that so many of us just have to suck up. But it could simply mean that Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass are both merging. That would mean that there would be just Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with online, which would basically just upsell everything on Game Pass to people who just wanted the online. It's all just speculation at this point, and whatever happens with Game Pass going forward, making Halo Infinite's multiplayer free-to-play is a great move to get more people playing the game on day one, and will hopefully help Master Chief reclaim his throne. I've not been that impressed with what I've seen of Halo Infinite, but I just want it to do well because Halo will always hold a special place in my heart. And that's it for today. If you like this no shit format, go ahead and give the video a like to give it a boost, hit subscribe and the bell to stay notified about all future installments. Toss a coin to your YouTuber over at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. I've been Henry Cooper. That's all for today. Bye for now.